God of War's 20th anniversary has come and gone, and with it, any concrete, official information regarding what we may see in the franchise. The rumors and leaks have taken us all over the place, from the heavily rumored God of War Remaster Collection to the claim that the series would venture to ancient Egypt before reputable insiders and leakers now settling on a side story featuring Kratos back in ancient Greece as the current understanding of where the franchise may take us next. Us God of War fans have definitely been taken for a ride over the past few years. With June's Summer Game Fest and PlayStation's State of Play revealing nothing pertinent to the God of War franchise and its next steps going forward, it's time to talk about the state of God of War's rumored future games, and why 2026 is likely when we'll finally get an official glimpse as to where the series may be taking us next. It's gonna be a crazy ride, but as always, Spartan Rage that like button if you're itching for the next big God of War game, and treat yourself to the brand new canned energy drinks over at Supps. And use my affiliate link in the description, or the code FUNMYLIFE at checkout to receive 10% off your total order. These drinks are awesome, and so are you, so treat yourself this summer and save some money while you're at it by using the link in the description. Let's begin with what we know to be confirmed right now with God of War. In 2022, God of War Ragnarok released, and a year later in 2023, we saw its free DLC, God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, release right before the end of the year. In 2024, the game released on Steam, which now has us looking at the present in 2025, and while no game has been announced for this year, we did get an official God of War anniversary celebration that saw a handful of cosmetic updates hit God of War Ragnarok, in addition to soundtrack releases, an exhibition, and a panel featuring the talent instrumental in shaping God of War into the juggernaut that it is today. Leading up to God of War's 20th anniversary celebration in March, there were plenty of rumors and insiders claiming that we may get insights into the next God of War game at or shortly after the event, but of course, none of that happened. That's when newer leaks started to come out, claiming that this next God of War game likely saw a delay into 2026. Alright, so in case you haven't noticed yet, we are going to be going over lots of insider information here, so if you're not a fan of speculation and unconfirmed info, this is not the video for you. As for everyone else, take some grains of salt as we venture forward. Okay, so just to refresh your memory, or for those unaware of the previous leaks and insider statements leading up to God of War's 20th anniversary, reputable insider Jeff Grubb over on Giant Bomb late February suggested that the much-rumored God of War Trilogy remaster rumors would be announced closer to the anniversary of God of War. And well, yeah. All those leaks and rumors suggesting we'd get a remaster collection of the older titles were MIA at the event, let alone any game announcements. Fast forward to March 22nd, Jeff Grubb made a post on Blue Sky, indicating that another God of War game is slated to be coming out this year, and one that is not a mainline entry, but more of a side story project. Okay, everyone keeps asking about this, so I've tried to find out more, posted Grubb, but there's still a Greek God of War thing coming out this year, but it's not a remaster collection. It's a side story project. Later on in this thread, Grubb dismissed the many earlier rumors suggesting a potential remastered collection of the Greek saga titles, but instead reflected a big rumor earlier this year about Kratos returning to Greece. I was never told about the remaster collection, posted Grubb, but I asked a source about the rumors that I saw were focused on a collection, and they told me that nothing God of War would happen at the State of Play, but something could show up at the anniversary. So despite Sony celebrating God of War's 20th anniversary with a free Ragnarok update, a themed exhibition, and new merchandise, there was no word on the future of the franchise from this event. With Sony recently scrapping a Bluepoint-led live service God of War multiplayer game, and with Santa Monica Studio reportedly working on an entirely new IP, the future of God of War, at an official, confirmed capacity from Santa Monica Studio themselves, seems uncertain. But let's be real here. God of War is one of the most successful games for Sony, let alone the entire industry, and this rumor from Jeff Grubb has some weight to it, especially since it reflects an earlier rumor from another credible insider. The original rumor suggesting the series would return to Greece in the next game came from Tom Henderson of Insider Gaming mere days ahead of the State of Play in February. Speaking on his weekly Insider Gaming podcast, Henderson mentioned that he received information from an unnamed source that points to God of War returning to ancient Greece, but not of the Kratos we know of from the Norse setting, but rather a prequel featuring young Kratos. What I've been told, the God of War game isn't set in Egypt. It's actually set in Greece, remarks Henderson, and it's gonna be a younger Kratos this time. In the podcast, he claims that he's unsure whether it has anything to do with the much-rumored remasters of the original trilogy, stating that it could be some sort of reboot or even a prequel featuring the setting that started the series. Henderson makes it clear that he's not fully convinced that this is the direction the series is going, remarking, "So yeah, that's what I'm hearing at the moment, but like I said, don't run with it," making it clear that this is just early information and that we just gotta wait and see what Santa Monica Studio has in store for us. With both Henderson and Grubb reporting that they heard mumblings about Kratos returning to ancient Greece, this means that, potentially, the earlier rumors of there being a Greek saga remaster could have been misconstrued for this potential new game that may feature Kratos back in ancient Greece, meaning a remaster of the PS2, PSP, and PS3 games were never, in fact, in development, but that it was a brand new God of War game featuring a return to the original setting all along. And that very much seems to be the case, as according to recent leaks and information, it turns out that this smaller side story game featuring a younger Kratos in ancient Greece is what many insiders are running with. This brings us to the current leaks and rumors, as things took a crazier turn when, last month in June, leaks were sprouting up online that hinted at this smaller scale God of War title being a 2.5D Metroidvania game, similar to Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, featuring Kratos' brother Deimos and being developed under the supervision of Santa Monica Studio, among other things. Shortly after these rumors started floating around, Tom Henderson affirmed that these rumors were lining up with the information he had previously obtained, stating, quote, "Hearing a lot of scuttlebutt about the 2.5D Metroidvania game, or whatever it will be. Yeah, seems to be much smaller in scale than what I initially thought." Jeff Grubb chimed in with a simple "yeah," corroborating what many of these rumors had stated. So yeah, it's been a wild ride to say the least, going from the leading leaks and rumors for a couple of years suggesting a God of War remaster trilogy, to God of War returning to ancient Greece, to now some clarity indicating that this title is much smaller in scale than we initially thought, reflecting a God of War side story featuring 2.5D Metroidvania gameplay sporting a younger Kratos in ancient Greece. Now, let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on a 2.5D God of War game, as seeing as this is likely a smaller title and not the next mainline God of War game, I'm totally cool with it. But in case you thought that this was all the info thus far, well, we've got more. In mid-June, Jeff Grubb of Insider Gaming took part in an episode of The Last of the Nintendogs, where the panel mostly talked about Nintendo's slate of games for the remainder of the year and into 2026. But Grubb did mention that the unannounced God of War Greek project has likely been internally delayed into 2026, going even further by saying that the game could potentially even end up on the Switch too. Surprising? Well, kind of. We saw Horizon venture over to the Switch in the form of the LEGO Horizon game that shipped last year, so it looks like Sony's strategy of teaming up with smaller studios to produce smaller scale games that are intended to release on multiple platforms may extend to the God of War franchise. In any case, it's sounding more and more likely that the next God of War game is likely to be a smaller game than many of us originally thought. But hey, that doesn't mean that it will be bad. A 2.5D God of War Metroidvania game sounds awesome if done right, and the latest Prince of Persia proves that a traditionally action-packed 3D franchise can excel in this other format, so consider me interested for now. But again, these are all just leaks and rumors at the moment, so until we get an official statement, let's hold our breath on this one. That said, God of War as a franchise going forward is destined to receive more installments in the mainline franchise. And with Santa Monica Studio confirmed to be working on 2 different games, you'd better believe that the future of the series is moving forward in a big way. That's all I got for you in this one, my friends. Head on over to this video if you're interested in which future pantheons Kratos may venture to next, and I look forward to seeing you all real soon in the next one.